Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shashwin, Danvat Pranam. How
Hare
are you?
Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam.
Okay, we can start with Jai Radhe Madhava, Kunja Bihari.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava
Kunja
Bihari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallava Girivaradari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallava Girivaradari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallava Givaradhari.
Jai Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana
Vraja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana.
Jamuna Tira Vanajari.
Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Tira Vanachari.
Hari Radama Dava Kunja Vihari.
Jaya Radha
Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shashu. Thank you for the wonderful Jai Radha Madhav. Let's go on to Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and reading the text for today.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मायं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुन् श्रीयुतापदकमलम् श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सात्वैतं स्वावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanjakalpatarubhyascha Kirpa Sindhubhayeva cha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shasha. Thank you very much for doing the Manglacharan. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Please accept our humble obeisances on behalf of everybody who have joined this group and are about to join. Prabhuji, we are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 1, Chapter 10. Chapter 10 is the departure of Krishna, of Lord Krishna for Dwarka. And the text for today is text 7, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. How would you like us to continue?
Yeah, the usual way, Mataji. The verse reading and after that purport, yeah.
Hare Krishna. Shashwin, would you like to read the verse? Starting from Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtavrayeshva Vadrishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shlokir Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. Usitva Hastinapure Masan Katipayan Hari Suhridam cha Visokaya Svasus cha Priya Kamaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Would anybody like to read the translation and purport? Okay, in that case, I'll read. Yes, Shobha Mataji, would you like to read the translation?
Yes, Mataji, I don't mind. I will read the translation and the purport. Thank you. My humble obeisances to Arya Govinda Prabhu and all the devotees. And translation by His Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Hari, Lord Sri Krishna, resided at Hastinapur for a few months to pacify his relatives and please his own sister, Subhadra. Krishna was to start for Dwarka, his own kingdom, after the battle of Kurukshetra and Yudhishthira's being enthroned. But to oblige the request of Maharaja Yudhishthir and to show special mercy to Bhishmadev, Lord Krishna stopped at Hastinapur, the capital of the Pandavas. The Lord decided to stay especially to pacify the aggrieved king as well as to please Subhadra, sister of Lord Krishna. Subhadra was especially to be pacified because she lost her only son Abhimanyu, who was just married. The boy left his wife Uttara, mother of Maharaja Parikshit. The Lord is always pleased to satisfy his devotees in any capacity. Only his devotees can play the part of his relatives. The Lord is absolute. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shobha Mataji. Hare Krishna, Arya Govind Prabhu. Thank you for joining us today and giving your valuable time. Prabhuji, we are reading Canto 1, Chapter 10. Text for today's text 7. We hand over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakya Chakshudam Tamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Krishna Sthapitam Nam Jeshwamuro. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Guru. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, devotees, for giving me this opportunity to speak a few words in glorification of Shri Krishna and Srimad Bhagavatam. So this was for today. We have traveled through the journey of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we have seen that the battle is almost coming to an end. And then in the previous chapter, glorious passing away of Bhishma Deva was observed, and his instructions to Yudhishthira, and also Krishna was present personally in front of Bhishma Deva, and then he passed away, seeing his form and then thinking about him and then glorifying about him. So his was a glorious death, and then he went back to home, back to Godhead. So that was a wonderful thing. And now Krishna, after making sure that the righteous people come to power, and then unwanted people who are like in previous verses we were observing that just like the weeds are taken out in a paddy field, Krishna ensured that all unwanted people on the earth were removed, and then the righteous people were put on the throne. So we also observed in the previous verses that how Yudhishthira's kingdom was so peaceful. It was compared to Ramarajya. It was so peaceful, it was so blissful, and no natural disturbances. There was cooperation between man to man, man to animal, and then there was almost like there was almost no problems, in material terms, if you want to say. But after that, we have come to the stage that Krishna wants to leave to his own kingdom, Dwaraka, and he's finished all is what was supposed to be done, and then the right people are there in the kingdom. So now in this verse, Sri Krishna wanted to stay some more time in Hastinapura to pacify his relatives and please his own sister Subhadra. So relatives means Prabhupada has given in the purport that mostly Yudhishthira was so aggrieved of the battle of Kurukshetra, because he was a pure devotee of the Lord, and then he was really feeling, although this war had happened, this was the desire of Krishna that war should happen, because Duryodhana was not willing to even give away even a small piece of land. And then, of course, it is a divine arrangement also to give the future generation the Bhagavad Gita. and the questions were asked by Arjuna, and then it was answered by Krishna, and then we were, I mean, every one of us is now benefiting from this discourse. And also, like the Bhagavatam is also compiled and written by Vyasadeva. So Yudhishthira was, having, I mean, he was having grief to have lost everyone, almost everyone, except his own brothers and his wife. Everyone was lost. And a special mention here on the purport is Subhadra. Subhadra is the sister of Krishna, and he stayed to please also Subhadra. So Subhadra had lost her son Abhimanyu. So Abhimanyu, we all know the story that he was a boy, and then he wanted to break the what you call Chakravyuha. So Chakravyuha was laid, and then they all, the Kauravas, cheated to kill this boy, and then his wife, mother of Parikshit Maharaj, who is also a glorious devotee, who happened to be the cause of recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam by Shukadeva Goswami. So he was, Abhimanyu was father of Maharaj Parikshit, and he was he was husband of Uttara. So to pacify Subhadra, and to pacify Uttara, to pacify the other Pandavas, Krishna stayed. So Prabhupada, in his lecture on this purport, says that, first of all, we have to understand that Krishna is a person. So Krishna is a person like all of us, like, me and you. We have emotions, we have feelings, we have, when we study ourselves, we can understand Krishna is a person, because we are made from, even in the Bible, Prabhupada says that we are made in the image of God. So we are part and parcel of God. Mame vamsho jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana manashrashtani indriyani prakastani karshati. So we are all part and parcel of Krishna. So if we have feeling, definitely Krishna is also feeling. So and Krishna had the feeling to be with the Pandavas, and with also his sister, and then he wanted to pacify them. So Krishna, Prabhupada quotes the verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam: "Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yadgnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaneti sabjate." So this sloka says different features of Krishna that I think many devotees on this call have discussed this different features. One is the Paramatma. One is the Brahman feature, which is like a light, which is like a spiritual light from his bodily effulgence. And Paramatma, we all know that Paramatma expands into millions and millions and trillions of forms, and then he is there in every atom, is there in every person. So Paramatma is there. And then Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the personal feature Krishna, where he has feelings, and he has interactions with the devotees. And Prabhupada goes on to say that his dealings are only with the devotees. He has nothing to do with the non-devotees. Of course, his energies are acting. His energies are acting to maintain the universe, to do the the creation, the maintenance, the annihilation. Everything is happening by his swabhavika energy. That means everything by the will of God, will of Krishna, it's happening. But his personal feature has individual relations with the devotees. So individual interactions with the devotees. And Prabhupada says that this is, I mean, he only interacts with devotees, and non-devotees are, I mean, handled by his energy. So, so similarly, Prabhupada goes on to say, Krishna has got, Anandamya Bhavisat. That means we also have that feature. Since Krishna has it, we also have that feature that we all want to be happy. So, Krishna has the, Ahladini Shakti. That means pleasure potency, that is Radharani. Radharani is the pleasure potency of Krishna. So, since Krishna wants to enjoy, so we also want to enjoy. But we are enjoying in a wrong place. So that's why we are getting, we are getting frustrated. We are getting, exhausted. We are not finding solution. We are trying to, develop so many things. We are trying to invent so many things. We are trying to, think that, okay, aeroplanes will help us, fast trains will help us. We are thinking that science will help us, modern science will help us. But in every attempt, we are getting more and more complicated. We are getting more and more intricated, and it's going on backfiring. So it's because we thought that modern civilization will give us everything. Modern cars, fast cars and roads and infrastructures, and all these things will give us solution for us. But it has we can all see that it is giving us more problems than pleasure. So Prabhupada goes on to say that we are, as long as we are interacting with Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna, so we are going to get this struggle. We are not going to get any relief from the pains what we have. So, like the verse in the Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So when we start chanting the Krishna's names, so it starts to cleanse us. And then Anandambudhi Vardhanam. So Anandambudhi, Ambudhi means it's an ocean. So it's the ocean of bliss. So Krishna's names, Krishna's pastimes, it can open up an ocean of bliss, ocean of happiness. But only thing is, we need to apply ourselves in chanting of the Maha Mantra. We need to apply ourselves in hearing of the Maha Mantra. So then it can open up the Ambudhi. The Ambudhi is a ocean. So Prabhupada goes on to say, oceans. There are big oceans, and then these oceans are obeying the rules of the nature. Like this is a very big ocean, very powerful ocean. And then when we are walking next to the ocean, it can completely finish the city. It can, not only a person, it can completely finish the city by if tsunami happens, the whole of the city will be brought to zero. But it is working according to the will of Krishna, and it is following in order. So we can understand by this that how powerful Krishna is, and not only us. I mean, big things like oceans, like sun. I mean, the sun planet, the moon planet, everything is following Krishna's order. So just like that, if sun, if it tilts a degree towards us, we'll all be burnt into ashes. Temperature will be so much. Even it can, if the temperature in summer in India we see that it is going up to 45 degrees. In some places, it is going to 50 degrees. People are suffering. They are they say because of dehydration, because of heat wave, people are dying. Imagine if sun tilts some more degrees, and then it starts to increase the temperature up to 60 degrees, even up to 65 degrees. We'll all be cooked and burnt. So, and if it tilts the other way, and if it goes the other direction, it can become so much low temperature, it can be frozen. We can all be frozen to death. So, but Krishna's energy is working so wonderfully that it is following a perfect, rhythm of day and night, of months, of years. It is said that in the Brahma Samhita that sun is traveling at a speed of 16,000 miles per second. So, I mean, in Mayapur, they're going to install the Temple of Vedic Planetarium to see, as per Prabhupada's instruction. Even if the modern science don't believe in Vedic science or Vedic wisdom, Prabhupada said we want to establish a temple, establish a planetarium in such a way that how the planetary systems are working, how the planets are moving around the universe. So actually, there are some many videos by BISCON devotees that most of us think that sun is stationary, and then all the other planets are moving. So that is heliocentric theory. But there is according to Vedic science, this is heliocentric. So actually, the sun is moving at a very fast pace, and it is moving at 16,000 miles per second. And then it is traveling throughout the universe, and then it is the day is happening, night is happening, and the months are happening. So the Kala Chakra is moving in this way. So we can see in Mayapur, whenever it is ready. I think they're expecting to get ready in 2023, at least the main temple. And eventually, it's a very big project, and it's going to take time. And it will be the biggest temple in the whole world when it is completed. So they are going to depict how the entire universe is working according to the Vedas, according to the Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada goes on to say, in the Bhagavatam, you can get anything you want. You can get all the knowledge, all the material knowledge, all the spiritual knowledge, how the planetary systems are working, how everything is working. So we shouldn't feel ourselves independent. We should feel that we have independence, we have minute independence, but we are misutilizing that independence to go away from Krishna. But there is, if we use our independence to become dependent on Krishna, and then commit ourselves to understanding what we are, and then who we are, and then we have got this human birth that we can understand. Prabhupada says that cats and dogs cannot come and sit in the Bhagavatam class, and all the animals cannot understand. We can see so many birds, so many bees who have no interest in understanding the spiritual science. They are just eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So if we are also doing the same thing, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, so there's no difference between us and the animals. So we'll be just according to Bhagavatam, it's like go and khara. That means it's like cows and asses. So it is just so we will be just compared to the animals. So we have to utilize this human form of life in understanding the the main purpose of becoming a human being. A human being is given all the intelligence to go back to home, back to Godhead. And also, in Kali Yuga, we have so fortunate that what was very difficult in Satya Yuga. That means in Satya Yuga, we have to meditate on for 60,000 years, standing on one leg. Like Hiranyakashipu stood on one leg, and on the tip of the toe of the leg for so many years. Yeah, and it's also mentioned Lord Brahma also meditated in Satyuga, standing on one leg, to become four different hills in the Vrindavan Dham. Just to take the lotus feet of Radharani, he became four different hills in the Vrindavan Dham. So such is the glory of this Kali Yuga. Especially, we are born in an era where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared 500 years ago. We are very fortunate, and Prabhupada has given us this entire Bhagavatam, entire Bhagavad Gita, and then he has, I mean, the kind of work what Prabhupada has done, we cannot, even if, I mean, we are not ready to sacrifice our day, what Prabhupada sacrificed his night sleep, because we all know that Prabhupada used to sleep only 2 to 3 hours in the night. And then he used to translate, he used to write purports, and then, I mean, we are also trying to do this Bhagavatam class, a sloka a day. And if, according to our calculation, if you want to finish the Srimad Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses, it would take 50 plus years. So this is the glory of this institution. This is the glory of Srila Prabhupada. This is the glory of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that we are able to sit here and then understand this wonderful philosophy. And I mean, I was listening to Prabhupada's lecture on this verse. Prabhupada went to his Guru Maharaj, and then Guru Maharaj, I mean, Prabhupada was reluctant, and then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj said that you please go and preach this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the West. But Prabhupada was saying that no, we don't have independence. That time we were ruled by British, and then even Prabhupada thought that getting independence was the most important thing. Yeah, and Prabhupada, his Guru Maharaj said that this independence and dependence, it is nothing. Because the main problem is to get out of the clutches of Maya, because birth and death, old age and disease is the main problems of this material world, not getting independence from the British. So Prabhupada later said, now I can understand what why my Guru Maharaj was meaning, because at that time I was thinking that to get independence from the British was important, and then to move to get India out of clutches of British was important. But later on he realized that the getting out of clutches of Maya was so more important than anything else. So these whoever comes to power, etomat tatopad. So sometimes British will come to power, sometimes Americans will come to become powerful, sometimes Japanese will become powerful, sometimes Indians also might become powerful, but that is not important. So this, according to the planetary movement, according to the how each country is blessed with what they are, so each country will become powerful. So that power is not important. So the actual power is to become a devotee of Krishna, menial servant of Krishna. So that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked, who are you? Are you a Brahmana? Are you a Kshatriya? Are you a sannyasi? So he said, I'm not nothing. I'm nothing Gopi Bhakta Padakamalo Dasa Dasanu Dasa. That means I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis. So if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying like that, so we can imagine ourselves that we have to be a servant of the servant of the servant of the all acharyas who have given us this glorious mission to become dependent, ever dependent on Krishna, and then that dependence will give us freedom. Actually, it's a kind of freedom from material miseries. So material miseries are, every day haunting us. Just the other day, I was coming from my farm, which is in Salga, on the way to Eldoret. So from Nakuru. So while coming, we got a message that some accident has happened on the Salga road. Be careful, and then take different roads if you need. So while coming there, we saw some 2-3 matatos were smashed under a lorry. So later on, we found out that some 10 people died on the road on the spot, and then many others were injured, and then they were struggling to even survive in the hospitals. And then many people, lost their limbs, and many people, permanently disabled. So this is the current scenario. So anything can happen anytime. We are all having all the facilities of life. We are thinking that we are independent, but suddenly life can take a different route, and then we may be finished, or we may be having permanent disability, or we may have heart attack, or we may have we cannot even lift a finger without the will of Krishna. So we have to know our the level of dependence what we have, and then independence, we should not misutilize our independence, and then we can be very happily placed, and then we can be blissful. We can touch the nectar. So with these few words, I would like to end this session. If there are any question and answers, I would like to take. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you so much for this wonderful lecture. I know the purport was small, but you went through the various forms of Krishna. So from the Brahman feature to the Paramatma feature, and then the Bhagwan feature. And then our aim of life to be a dasa, the servant of the gopis. I think that was beautiful. Thank you very much. Are there any questions or comments? I think it was a very simple verse, and it also highlighted that relationships are important. Like Krishna was at Kurukshetra for so many days, and he also had a family of so many wives, but because his sister was bereaved, he stayed back. So it is very important that Krishna also gives importance to relationships. So that is another thing that we need to really emphasize on, because once we become devotees, I think people tend to neglect that part, but relationships and keeping them are very important. Isn't it, Prabhuji?
Yes. Also, in many instances in the Mahabharata, so he helped his devotees in so many ways. Like I was remembering Draupadi, when she was cooking, and then she had finished cooking, and Durvasa Muni came, and so we all know that Durvasa Muni is very angry. I mean, he can easily become angry. So it was finished, and he came with a lot of his disciples. So she was just praying, and then Krishna appeared, and then He said, "What is your problem?" Then she said, I've finished cooking for the day, and then the Akshaya Patra had been washed, because the rule is that it will be, it can give only one time in a day. After washing it, it cannot produce again. So Krishna asked to get that Akshaya Patra, and then he took a grain of rice and then he ate it, and then he said, "Oh, I'm so satisfied today." So because he's Paramatma, he's staying in everyone's heart, and then when he's satisfied, he said, "I'm so satisfied today." So Durasa Muni and then all his disciples became so much full in their stomach. They said, if I go to Draupadi and ask for food, we'll all we cannot even eat a small grain also. So better run away from here. So this shows that, devotees, when they require, he's present, and then he can do wonderful things, like he gave the unlimited sari to Draupadi. So he can do anything, but only thing is our faith and our devotion is what is needed. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for that explanation. Shobha Mataji, you are unmuted. Do you have a
Yes,
question?
yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, I just wanted to also thank you for the wonderful class. And even in the verse, we can see that Bhishma Pita, he left wonderful wisdom for his family. And at the moment, like, we are more interested in leaving a bank balance for our children. So how much entangled we are in this Maya. So, it's wonderful to learn from these verses that what's more important. And even in the verse, we can see that the family has given so much sacrifice. They lost their children, and we need to learn from these verses that in order to fight for the dharma, how much we should think about these things. And even like you also mentioned the power of Krishna, and it's a wonderful reminder for us again and again to appreciate Lord Krishna and to serve him, because like you gave examples of, even if the sun is tilted a little bit on one side or the other, will be burnt or will be frozen. And that is so true. And that just like reveals the power of Krishna. And thank you for reminding all this. And it gives us an inspiration to sort of strengthen our sadhana every day and try and serve as much as possible. So thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Shobha Mataji, for those wonderful comments. I hand over to Path Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for your such a nice class. This is very simply purport, and also you are giving many things about the Draupadi's and this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, how he became to the Dasanudas. Like our attitude is like to be like that. So many things you are pointed, so it is helpful to us. So nothing to say more, because it's very simplified you this purport. I request all the devotees, please unmute yourself and chant Hare Krishna mantra for glorification of His grace. Arya Govinda Prabhuji, please join. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Vancha Kalpa Tarurvyasya
Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Govinda Prabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare
Dandot Pranam. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.